What is going on, everyone, and welcome into Expected Bets for your go-to podcast for all things hockey betting. I am Gator Betting, joined by my two co-hosts today. We got Gretzky Betskis and Franco the Banker. And Betsky, I think you said pre-show you're going to start the show off with your best mammoth noise, correct?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
That was the pre-show notes that I had written down there.
If our parlay that we put together hits, I'll do that next episode. How about, so I can practice a little bit.
Deal. That's deal. Well, hopefully we can cash one tonight.
Yeah, because I don't want it to sound pathetic. I don't want to disappoint the Mammoth Club out there. Yeah, I'll need to go to the backyard and try to scare off all the coyotes that are roaming around our neighborhood right now, which is the real thing. So I think this will be a good all around, a good mammoth call, scare the coyotes so Ned can go run around in the backyard again. And
I like it.
It's our parlay hits.
Perfect. All right. That's fair. All right. So we got 3 games tonight. Just some incredible games last night. Absolutely incredible. The NHL playoffs rocks. This first series has been phenomenal. Go ahead.
I think we were talking about this either pre-show yesterday or on the Oddsbreaker show, but I don't remember last year's playoffs being this good on a betting standpoint at all. And I think it's the sheer amount of overtimes and the competition we have in this first round. The overtimes for sure. I don't remember there being too many overtimes last year. Especially long ones. I remember getting really frustrated because as soon as a game went to overtime, you're like, yes, my stupid 10,000 odds shots on goal parlay has life, and then it would end within 20 seconds. And you're
No, I think that's fair. We talked about it on Monday, and we talked about it on Tuesday. The Sens have life.
Yep.
Toronto has.
You just love to see it.
Sweating. What was supposed to be an easy series, they're up 3-1, up 3-0 even, coasting in, take care of business, move on to the next round. It got interesting quick.
I mean, it's funny.
Ringrose in the comments.
Oh, there you go. He's going to be Game 6.
On the ground.
Oh, yeah. But it's funny, right? So they were up 3-0 in the series. But if you look at it, I mean, how many of the games have gone to overtime now in that series? 3, 4?
3.
It's I mean, so it's been closer than what the series was at. Let's put it that way. So I think we're getting a little bit of return to a little bit of regression back to how the series should be. So if Trent can just attend Game 6 and bet on the Leafs and then do the same thing in Game 7, I think we'll be good. We can watch the Maple Leafs fans go crazy. And it was insane getting shut out 4-0 too in that game.
Yep. Wild. Not how, in my mind, if the Sens were winning last night, it was going to be like a 2-1, 3-2 type game. I think yesterday I was even beating the drums of, hey guys, let's pump the brakes. I know the Sens are coming back, but they still got to get 2 more wins. And then they did it like that last night. And now I am glad I'm not a Leafs fan.
Yeah.
Real quick, I do want to point this out. Last year, first round, Florida-Tampa, Florida at 4-1. Boston-Toronto, which I do remember being one of the better series for betting purposes. Boston 4-3. Rangers 4-0 over Washington. I don't even remember that one. Carolina 4-1 against the Islanders, which I remember is just like you do Sebastian Aho, but everything was so juiced that it didn't really matter. Dallas 4-3 versus Vegas. I remember that being a good series for betting purposes. Winnipeg, Colorado 4-1 Colorado. That first game was awesome. The rest of it was doo-doo. Vancouver, Nashville was one of the most terrible betting experiences of my life.
That's one of those ones you should have been avoiding. Like as soon as that series was announced, you should have been like, "Nah, I'm out."
Yep. And then of course Edmonton, LA 4-1, which was great, but we didn't get it. It is nothing compared to the series this year.
Yeah.
Last year was like you had Kopitar and Kempe on the LA side, and then the big names on Edmonton. This year it's like everybody.
Yeah. Evander Kane's just a shots on goal hero. Just
he's back
from injury and just, oh my God, it's unbelievable. The Canes close out New Jersey. We cash our series bet which we get on the Tails Network. So be sure to subscribe to us on that. We're kind of limiting our plays, which is just all of our best bets. So you're getting our best bets with the complete write-up. You can check that out. We'll put the link for that in the description of this video. If it's not already, you can use promo code PUCKS for 50% off your first month. So be sure to check us out on Tails. Some awesome stuff. It's kind of, it's almost like a melting pot of all of our best bets together, where it's like wake up in the morning and it's just a group discussion. It's like, all right, what are we thinking for today? I mean, I've run through honestly like 5 to 6 picks that everyone's just throwing out there. And so it's a great resource. Be sure to check us out on that. So Carolina closes the series. Great game too. We're going to have to see what Anderson looks like going into the next round, because Koshedov did not look fantastic in that game yesterday. That's a real worry for Carolina, excuse me.
But depending on who they get, I really wouldn't. Maybe I'm underestimating Montreal, but if Montreal somehow gets out of this series, I think Carolina can handle them pretty well. Washington, I think would be a different.
I'd still lean Carolina in that one, though. I don't think Washington's looked fantastic.
I agree.
I
think Carolina can handle either.
I think Carolina can handle them,
even with bad goaltending.
I don't think Washington's this superpower, like, at all. I think Carolina is a better team, just up and down the lineup. I think they have more depth. I like Carolina in that spot. They got a great draw in this playoffs.
As far as
so I don't think they're going to win the East or Eastern Conference by any means, but they got a great draw rounds 1 and 2. So I like them there. Edmonton steals one on the road.
You called it, Franco.
Los Angeles. Crazy.
You called it.
I know. I'm the only one that's been positive on this Edmonton team. You know how I feel about the Kings, guys. I mean, I didn't really buy them. And I don't know if you saw the tweet I reposted earlier, but the expected goal difference in that game was like the highest in a single game. 6.48 was the differential. Edmonton had 8.2 expected goals to the Kings 1.72. So you talk about just domination. If Kemper doesn't stand on his head, that game should have been 6-1.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
And that Vegas takes a 3-2 series lead over Minnesota in overtime. Another just fantastic game. Like last night was just chef's kiss worth of games. But we have 3 tonight, 2 clinching scenarios, which I guess we can get into right now. We'll start with Montreal at Washington. Montreal, go ahead first.
Real quickly, I think this is a really good way to segue into what we were talking about before the show about these series bets with the underdogs, because we have a couple right now to talk about.
Yeah, I have more of this theory on tomorrow's games, which we can obviously discuss then too. But getting into that discussion, so it's a little bit different.
Let's do it on the next game because I think that one probably has the most argument to be made for today's.
Yeah,
yes.
I agree.
All right, we'll save that for next one. I'll make that argument. So Montreal at Washington. Washington's got a 3-1 series lead. Hoping to close out Montreal tonight. Washington minus 185 on the money line. Montreal plus 154. Total set at 6.5 here, plus 114 to the over. Line A is out for tonight for the Habs. Montembeault questionable with the lower body. I didn't see anything on that. Did you guys? Is he in tonight? Out tonight?
I don't.
He's out.
He's out. Okay. I saw Line was out. I didn't know if Montembeault was out as well.
How much does that matter to you guys?
It doesn't matter that much. I mean, Montembeault's been great this year, but Dobish has been, I think, at least serviceable. Although, I mean, this is a bigger situation than ever he's going to be put in. So maybe not. This could be get out of hand quickly. And
yeah. Betsky, we'll start with you in this one. Any plays on a side or total, or are you just sticking with props in this one?
I mean, I lean Washington here. I don't know if I would be willing to take the reg win, though, unfortunately. If anything, I'd rather just go for the extra value of doing the puck line. I don't know what that is at right now, but elimination game, which means potential for much longer goalie pulls. If this is 3-2, you may see Dobish go out with 5 minutes left. So,
well, that leads into my pick for tonight. Logan Thompson over 22.5 saves. We're not seeing that number around the 26, 25 number that we've kind of taken at the past with Stolarz. Logan Thompson, 22.5 saves. Looking at the numbers here, Montreal, when they've been at Washington, they had 34 shots and they had 26 shots. At home, they had 40, and they're coming off their worst performance of the series so far with just 18. I think Montreal, I mean, that was their worst game. They got their asses kicked 5-2 in that one. I think this is a night where they kind of come out as a young group, rejuvenated, kind of like what we saw with the Sens here. I think they're just putting pucks on net everywhere and any chance they get. So that's probably my only, if not one of my best bets of the night, is Logan Thompson over 22.5 saves. Franco, what did you have in this game?
This has been a series I've been avoiding for the most part just because I don't find much value. But I will say you can grab Demidov shots under 1.5 at -142. So he's not hit this line yet this series. Okay. He has 2 shots total in 4 games. He's averaging 2.7 over his last 5, but that includes 2 couple regular season games. So he's just not shooting. He's not getting volume. I understand line A's out, but playing third line, I don't know. I think in a game like this, that a guy like him is not going to get a ton of minutes, and he really hasn't been this whole series. You know that we're seeing it kind of on these other teams too. Like I think like Zetterlund for Ottawa has been getting his minutes nerfed game after game. Same for Rossi on Minnesota, who I've been touting unders on as well. But it's just one of those things that, like, who are you going to put out there in a game where you got to win? You're not going to be putting an inexperienced player out in a situation like that. And like I said, he hasn't been hitting all series anyway. So that's really one of the only plays I like. I might grab the Washington puck line. It's plus 136. I feel like that's a good price. And I just looked at Dobish's numbers. He played the last game was his only full game he played, and he played about a period and a half, I guess, the previous game coming in for Montembeault. So far, he's minus 1.4 goals saved above expected. So, yeah, he hasn't been great by any stretch. And, Washington's at home. They're kind of the situation that Carolina was in last night where, they're going to want to get it done. Now do the Canadians do what the Devils did and pound 3 goals in really quickly? I doubt that's going to happen. It's a little bit different situation than, Kochekov coming in kind of cold, whereas, Thompson's coming back in for Washington. So I think Washington gets it done here, and I don't think they're going to let this team come in and in their home barn and get a win tonight.
Any thoughts on the draw?
Nah.
All right, so
I just don't trust Dobish. That's what it comes down to. I think if Montembeault is in, I would feel a little bit better about the Habs' chances here.
That's fair. So I have 2 more propositions tonight for props here. The first one's going to be Brendan Gallagher, 2+ shots on goal. Started the series off strong at 4 on 8 attempts. Missed the following game with 1 on 4 attempts. Hit the following game with 4 shots on goal on 10 attempts. His worst performance of the series in the last game had 0 shots on goal on 1 attempt. I think he's starting to realize this as a veteran presence, this team, he's going to need to be the spark plug tonight. You're getting his 2+ shots on goal at DraftKings at -145. I think he's going to be that guy that kind of comes out and just starts firing. So I like Gallagher at that 2+ mark. Any thoughts on that?
I really like that, especially with him being on the Dvorak, Josh Anderson line. They should be getting good. That's kind of the de facto second line right now, especially with line A out. So that looks pretty dang solid to me.
Yeah. And the other one,
I agree. I agree with that too. And that's another thing that goes back to the Demonov thing. Like, who's going to get more playing time? Gallagher will definitely get a ton of playing time in this game.
Yes,
being a veteran.
Yep. Yeah. So
now,
Gallagher,
we crashed and burned with Fabers yesterday on the under, but it's a little bit of a different situation.
Yeah.
The other one's going to be Slavkovsky at 3+, which is going to be on DraftKings at +140. This one's an interesting one. He hit the first 3 games of the series. His attempts were solid in all of those, or hitting 2 of the first 3, excuse me. Missed last game, 1 shot on goal on 3 attempts. He's another guy that I think is going to have to step up for the Habs tonight. And again, if this game does go to overtime, which I don't think we expect, but you have that insurance there. Or excuse me, I was looking at his home splits. I think he hit the first 3 games. 3 of 4. His attempts have been solid. All 3 of those games, 9, 8, 7. We missed last game, 1 on 3. I think he's another guy that turns things around. And you're getting his 3+ at +140. So I like Slavkovsky at that mark too.
Yeah. Can't fault you there. I think Cole's Caulfield shots is a great parlay piece. Again, you're in this bounce back spot where he had 2 shots off 6 attempts, but then the previous 2 games he had 12 attempts in each, and coming off an 11-shot performance. Do or die time. Give me some of those big names like that. I think Tom Wilson point looks really good tonight, especially with Dobishin. You can get that even around -140 right now. It's moved a bit. But he has a point in 3 of the 4 games. Obviously, he's become kind of the face of the series with the big old crying gesture he was making, the pantomiming. And then the other piece, I mean, Strome's has been crushing it, especially as a parlay
his
piece.
Assist looks good.
Is insane.
I like his assist too.
Yeah. But Beauvillier point.
Yep.
He has 1 in every game. He has 5 points in those games and is +152. So if you think that top line can keep on getting it done 5 on 5, Beauvillier.
Plus they're home, so they'll get their matchup advantages. I like that a lot.
Speaking of Caulfield shots, which, I mean, look at the numbers. It looks great tonight. His goal, he scored in 3 of the 4 matchups this series too. And so I don't mind that. It's kind of a one-off. If you are looking for an anytime goal scorer in this game, I would look at Caulfield. Sticking with the narrative of Montreal just absolutely ripping puck tonight. So that's where I'd lean with that. But anything else in this game? There was more bets than we thought.
Yeah.
Which is how it usually goes.
Yeah, but I don't feel like you get a full menu like some of these other games. Like, I don't really want to jump into block shots here. They've been really, really unpredictable. And none of the names are typically guys you like. Kind of outside of Gallagher, this like second tiers of shot props that you just don't find. Like, I don't trust Chychrun enough. I don't necessarily trust John Carlson enough. Well, I do like one other guy quite a bit, and that would be Connor McMichael at home. For his 1.5. He's been really good and has hit 3 times the series as well, but it's still not the same. Like yesterday, we had Nico Hischier at 3 for +170. We had Jasper Bratt at +150. We had Timo Meier at -130 or something. Like, and then that's not even talking about the fact that just about every single Hurricane player hit their shots on goal prop. So just doesn't have the same depth as some of the series, but there's some.
No, the odds aren't great in this one. But even like Brady last night, -130 for 4. Like, bettable number, like great price. Evander Kane for a 60-minute line, -128. Like, what are we doing here? that will not be.
I mean,
the case.
as much as I like the Caulfield shots, and I would probably just rather take it at 3.5 than even dealing with it as a parlay piece in some regard.
Oh, agreed.
But it being set at like minus 180 is crazy.
Yeah. All right, next game up here, in which will spark our conversation. Florida's up 3-1 in this series. I'm not placing a bet on Tampa Bay to come back and win this series, but there is a case for kind of the games going into tomorrow where most of them, all of them, are 3-2 in the series. So if you're, let's say tomorrow, you're looking to back Ottawa, Minnesota, Colorado, or LA to win game 6. In my personal opinion, you should just take them to win the series at that point, right? Like You're looking at the Senators tomorrow. They're minus 120 on the money line. For them to win the series is plus 320. If the Senators win tomorrow, you now have a ticket on essentially the Senators money line in game 7 at plus 320. While you may not fully believe that the Senators are going to win game 7, it's an incredible hedging opportunity there where you're guaranteed profit and it's a non-sweat bet at all. So what are your thoughts on that kind of strategy as we get into tomorrow's games? And even if you like Tampa in this one, you can now take Tampa here. Those odds for their series price are going to go down, and you maybe kind of have a hedging opportunity there for the next 2 games, but we'll get into that. So what are your thoughts on that one?
Well, for me, at least, it just depends on the series. Like, I think with the Dallas series, it's probably not a bad look because I think worst case, the Stars, if Colorado wins game 6 here, the Stars will probably be minus 110. I mean, they've been plus money every game, but I would think that Colorado should be bettable, or the Stars should be bettable to hedge, should I say, if you have that Colorado ticket. Whereas I don't think you're going to see that in the Vegas or the Ottawa series. So if you take like the Ottawa to win the series and same for the Wild to win the series, you're not really going to have a hedge opportunity on Vegas and Toronto in that game 7. I think Toronto will probably be back around 160 to minus 180 again. And same for Vegas. I think Vegas was minus like 200 last night. So,
yeah.
I mean, unless you're taking them in reg, but even that's like dicey if the game goes to overtime. You know, a lot of these games have been going to overtime in both of those series. So I don't know. To me, it's like, I don't know. It's difficult to find that value, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, Colorado to win the series, looking at tomorrow's games, is plus 180. They're minus 185 on the money line for game 6. That seems like a no-brainer if you like Colorado to win game 6. So there's certain angles you have to approach, but again, even Minnesota to win the series tomorrow, or to win the series, plus 450. Even if Vegas is minus 200, there's still a hedging opportunity there. Like, it's not going to be a big enough number where you can't hedge out. It's just, it's not, the profit may not be as big, but you are safe on both sides. So
yeah, that's fair. And that's a great number on Minnesota, especially with their road record. And like I could see a situation where they could get that done.
You go into game 7 with a Minnesota money line ticket at plus 450. It's not a bad bet.
Yeah, I agree. So, and same for the Sens, really. I mean, honestly, like if that goes to game 7, you think the Leafs aren't going to be gripping their sticks in that game 7? They're going to be shitting their pants.
Yeah, Ottawa plus 320 in game 7.
Really, you can take whoever doesn't win in the St. Louis-Winnipeg game tonight, too.
Exactly.
Because if St. Louis wins, does Winnipeg become a dog?
Yep.
I think they'll be a dog in game 6, just because they're on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe only slightly, like a plus 110.
Yeah. All right, but getting back to this game here, Florida looking to close out Tampa Bay tonight. Got game 5. Ekblad out, 2-game suspension. Hagel is also out. You thought that was a clean hit?
I didn't think it was that bad, to be honest with you. Like 2-game suspension worthy. Well, am I crazy?
I don't think Ekblad's like the league's favorite guy right now.
Yeah. No, I get it, but I mean, everybody was up in arms on Twitter about
offender?
It. They were like, "Oh my god, that was the worst hit ever." I mean, it was just like it was like
it wasn't a true bet.
It wasn't a true bet, like leaving your feet with the elbow.
No.
It was like pushing somebody out of the way with your.
There was still some elbow action, though. You can't deny that.
It was a forearm. I don't know, man. I didn't think that was bad, to be honest.
I also think it plays a role.
Who got rocked into the boards last night from Morgan Riley? Nailed, was it Nick or Dylan Cousins or Sanderson? Or no, it was Chabot. It was Chabot. Real late hit. Straight into the boards. I think Chabot had to go to the concussion protocol and like nothing. and I mean, yeah, I would.
There's been a lot of inconsistencies
around the same lines of that.
Yeah. Hagel's also out, but I think the issue with the Hagel suspension took into consideration that Hagel had that terrible hit on Barkov, and it was almost like a retaliation hit too. I think that's what was kind of the other issue with the 2-game suspension. Hagel only had 1. Ekblad now gets 2. So
I mean, I thought that Hagel hit was 1,000 times worse than Ekblad's. Just
I do too. I would agree with that. I guess, and to answer Dave's question, I guess he didn't have. I was thinking he had one other time where he had been suspended.
Yeah, I don't remember him being like a particularly like having a dirty past, so to speak.
No,
I'm sure the head thing isn't great.
No.
But getting into this game, Franco, what are you looking at? Any sides totals here, or are you sticking with props?
Yeah, I'm not going to take a side.
I think it's fair.
I've been having pretty good feelings towards each game here. Like I liked Florida a lot in that last game, even though Tampa came off that or got that win. I don't know. I kind of lean towards Florida getting it done tonight and just closing it up, even though Tampa's been damn good at home. But yeah, I don't really want to take a side. It's going to be like a watch and see type of thing. If I think if Florida gets down 1 or something like that, I might be interested in taking Florida live at like a nice plus number. I would assume we'd be getting like plus 180, almost plus 200 if depending on what time it's in the game it is. I don't mind looking at a potential over here, but it seems like that strategy hasn't really been working the last few games, the typical like elimination game over thing. So I think it's more of like a watch and see how it's going, and then kind of adjust in game to how you want to grab something live.
Yeah, I think it's fair. So Ekblad out, so it's going to be Forsling and Seth Jones on that top line for Florida tonight, which I think is interesting because both are potential kind of parlay pieces for shots on goal at that 2+ number.
Man, this series has been killing me.
Yeah.
I completely agree that the Bolts look just like this is what I figured they would look like in like 3 more seasons, not the year where they're really like loading up. And now on top of it, there's the John Cooper rumors that yeah, there's not too much I like here. One that I do like a lot is Braden Point shots. He missed last game. He's hit 2 of 3 this series. Better at home, good history against Florida. He was kind of listed at 1.5, if I remember correctly, this entire series, and now got bumped up to 2.5 at plus 150. If this game gets chippy and Tampa gets on the power play a lot, I like him. I think with the elimination aspect of here, as long as Tampa can actually hit the net and actually shoot the puck, because it doesn't seem like anybody's attempts were very high last game outside of defensemen, then I like the extra value you're getting on Braden Point tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I have
Barkov's been playing really well too.
Yeah.
Looks good at 1.5.
I think it's wild how few shots the forwards had for Tampa.
I know.
I don't even know how in a what felt like a must-win game for them. They had 5 shots total between all their forwards.
Yep.
What the hell's going on?
I don't know. I know. I kept on looking at the score sheet, and it was like, well, how many saves did Bobrovsky have? 18. And you would like look down through the forwards, and there'd be like 4 people listed with a single shot.
Yeah, it's they finished with 5 total shots among all their forwards. I mean, that's unbelievable.
My God.
5. I mean, that just shows you're not getting in dangerous areas. You're not.
Yep.
Just complete inefficiency.
Is this one of those scenarios?
At what point were the defensemen shooting because they didn't trust the forwards to do anything with it?
Yeah.
I didn't catch the whole game. I kind of stopped watching about midway through the second because I was getting so frustrated with it.
Yeah. Any thoughts on going back to Marchand shots on goal tonight? 60-minute line is -144. So he's been completely blanked twice this series. In the last game 5, and in game 2 and game 4, excuse me. Has rebounded well when he's been blanked. No shots on goal, no shots attempted. He's even his history during the season, he's bounced back and hit in the following game. So that may be my only play in this one, is I think Marchand's going to kind of have a rebound game here in terms of shots. So at the 2+ for the 60-minute line on FanDuel is -144. That's about really all I have in this one. Anything else? It's a weird game.
I like Bennett a lot. So he dudded the first game. He only had 1 shot on goal and 2 attempts, but the last 3 games his attempts are way up, 6, 6, and 7. And he's hit his 2.5 line in those 3 games. I mentioned it on the last show on Monday and didn't take it, as I always like to do. So I'm going to do it here today and grab it. It's plus money, so I think it's a good number. And I feel like Ben's just that guy that shows up in the playoffs. He's going to get a massive contract this offseason just because of what he does.
Yeah. All right. Any other looks in this one?
Don't like sides. Don't like totals here.
Yeah.
Barely like props.
Yeah, exactly. All right, next game and last game of the night, we got St. Louis traveling to Winnipeg. Series tied at 2. Winnipeg -180 on the money line. St. Louis +150. Total set at 5.5 here, +120 to the over. Hellebuck gets pulled in the last game. Eric Comrie gets some postseason minutes to put on the Hall of Fame resume. Comrie's a Hall of Famer. Sabres legend, Winnipeg Jets legend.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm just kidding. Winnipeg to win with a shutout +550. I'm sprinkling that.
Wow, yeah. Doesn't feel bad, especially when you look up and down the Blues point props and they're like ridiculously priced.
Yep, that's a sprinkle for tonight too.
Yeah, I was like trying to find some value, and it's like, wait, why is Jack Neighbors +153? Why is Pavel Buchnevich -120? Why is Kyrou point +110? I mean, I think the books are kind of thinking that this could be a that type of game where Winnipeg just tries to shut it down.
Yep.
But can they?
I don't know.
That's fair. That's very fair.
So yeah, you're either getting like heavy discounts on the Blues players, or you could get egg on your face. I guess you hedge with the shutout, right?
Yeah, +550 for Winnipeg to win the shutout.
Grab a couple of your favorite Blues players and then hedge with the shutout.
Or even take the under. You know, you could take under 5.5 and then grab a couple player props, and you could still cash.
-142.
Yeah, let me shop it. Hold on.
All right, while you shop it.
That's not terrible. I mean, but
no. It's certainly bettable, but it's just kind of a disgusting number to lay on an under.
Yeah.
When the last 2 games have soared over, or in 3 of the 4 games, the series have soared over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I kind of lean the Blues to get it done again, guys. So I think we have all the momentum after that last game.
I do too.
I'm sure Hellebuck's feeling a little like, oh shit, it's happening again. Why can't I make saves?
And there's been so many days to think about it. Wait, was that game Monday or
Sunday, I believe.
Yeah,
Sunday.
Wait, Sunday.
Sunday.
The last game was the 27th, so Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the 7-1 game or whatever. This series has been weird too. We're only at game 5, and it started on the first day of the playoffs.
Yeah,
the first game.
A lot of breaks, a lot of longer stretches.
I don't understand why they are getting it, and meanwhile, LA Edmonton is like already going to game 6 back up in Canada.
Yeah.
Any plays in this one, Franco?
I like Cam Fowler point at plus 118. Looks pretty good. He has a point in every game this series. He's just, I don't know. He's been great, and the price is awesome. I think you can make an argument for Buchnevich, like Betsky said, at that price is just silly, minus 125. If you don't want to go point props, you want to go more like the shot angle. I was looking at not really a guy I would typically look for shots, but Colton Parayko has been firing a ton, especially the last 3. His line's at 1.5 at minus 115. You could even go plus 120 on if you want to do the 60-minute line on FanDuel. But 4 shots and 3 shots the last 2 games, 8 attempts and 5 attempts in those last 2 games as well. So he's picking up a lot, I would say, overall. I feel like that's a good number for a guy that's with that volume.
Yeah. No, I don't hate that. Betsky, any looks for you?
I think this is a game where that top line is going to get for the Jets, they're going to need that top line to kind of lead them to the glory land. And I think Kyle Connor shots looks pretty good here. You were getting a decent price. It keeps on dropping now, but I would have no problem taking him at 3.5 either, because game 1, he has 11 attempts off 5 shots. The rest of the series, he's only had 2 shots on goal, and his attempts have been pretty bad. So if that top line can't get going, the Jets I think are going to be sunk. So I think this is kind of that narrative, at least, where you would expect it to bounce back a bit. And then on top of that, Gabe Velarde is back, and his point is minus 120, minus 125. And again, I really like the look of that if you think that top line can get going for the Jets.
Yeah. Perfetti shots looks pretty decent tonight. Not crazy spikes of his volume, but he's been pretty consistent, hovering around those 4 to 5 attempts. Cashed in 3 of the 4 games of this series. So you're looking at the 60-minute line there, minus 138. I don't mind that, or Iafallo at that 2+ shots on goal mark. So those are the 2 that I was looking at. Pionk is more of a road dog. I know he missed the first 2 at home, hit in the last 2 away, now returns to home. So I am going to stay off him. But I do like Iafallo and Perfetti at that 60-minute shots on goal line tonight. So I'll probably either take one of those 2.
Any concern that Iafallo's not on the top line or top power?
That's what I was going to say. You might want to tread lightly there.
So just stick with Perfetti at that 60-minute line for 2 at minus 138. I like that then.
The other one that I was eyeing is Parayko block shots. That is hit in 2 of the 4 games this series. Plus 135. Again, that's kind of leading into the narrative here that the Jets are actually going to shoot more and actually have possession of the puck more often. But I think I maybe prefer just laddering Connor shots a bit and getting the plus money there rather than hoping that Parayko is the one taking those to the belly.
Yeah. All right. Any other bets for tonight?
No, I'm excited for tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow's slate's great. But before we get into tomorrow's slate, 2 things here. I want to talk to you about DraftKings. New customers can get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 using promo code THPN. So be sure to check out that awesome discount, that promo code that the Hockey Podcast Network has. So check them out. Second thing, do we want to build our parlay now and then get into tomorrow's games, just so people have enough time to put it in, or do we want to do it all at the end?
Let's do it at the end. I mean, we got 2 hours till puck drop, right?
All right. That works with me. All right, getting into tomorrow's games here. Toronto, Ottawa, Game 6 in the nation's capital. Ottawa minus 118, Toronto minus 102. Total set at 5.5 here. Bets. What do you got?
I think I'm taking that series bet for Ottawa.
Yep.
But right now
that's
I'm
exactly
happy
what it is. I had it written down right here.
Yep. I have
Ottawa,
over 5.5 with them, and I think it was Washington money line for the series, so I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah. Oh, Dave, we are doing tomorrow's game, so we'll be here for another half hour. So, so like we talked about with anyone who missed it, instead of just backing Ottawa money line tomorrow at minus 118, you can take them to win the series at plus 320. If Ottawa does win in Game 6, you now have a ticket on the Ottawa Senators money line at plus 320. Not saying they're going to win Game 7 as well, but it's a hedging opportunity. It's a guaranteed profit. So you get to watch this game, sit on your couch, sweat-free, and know you've made money.
Yeah.
Can't ask for much more. Sprinkle a few props here and there, but yeah.
I guess I'd lean to under here too, but
okay. Any props?
I mean, I'll need to look into it once we have, or have they been
made? The lines are up.
Oh yeah. DraftKings has every.
Can we just talk about how Brady point on FanDuel is minus 148?
Yeah.
It's minus 165 on DK. But
Drew got us there again last night, plus 175. I don't know what they're thinking.
I mean, I'm down to take some Sens point props for sure, especially given that they're at home. I think Brady point at minus 148 is stupid. I don't think he should be bettable at all.
Oh, and then here, look at this. Showing you got a good freeze, Franco.
Did I cut out or did
you got? No, you did. You did. That was pretty spectacular. That was a chef's kiss of a freeze frame.
Brady point at minus 148 should not be bettable. I'm definitely taking that. I'll probably grab it tonight because I would assume that moves, given that it's minus 160 elsewhere. So I'll do that. Yeah. I might look at that Giroux point as well. And yeah, I agree. I'm going to take that Sens to win the series prop because why the hell not? It's just fun. I already have Leafs to win Game 1 and Sens to win the series. So if that happens, then I'm doubling down. That I got that plus 500.
Nice.
And I also had the series to go 6 and 7 games. I think Gator had that one as well. So I've already locked in profit on this series as it is. So it's just for fun.
It's free money.
Yep.
It's free money. Dave, I love that. Just complete haterade parlay you got right there. That on Marner, Matthews, Nylander, add Tavares to it too. Under points, under shots. Let's watch this team crumble here. That would be something.
One thing I'm a little worried about is, I don't know if this is good or bad.
All right.
Essentially, the top line for the Sens and their defensemen have pretty much done everything. Point wise, I mean, Pinto has 1 point. Ridley Greig has 0 this series. Cousins finally got off the schneid with a goal last night. Batherson has 1 point in the series as well. I do think the prawn line has been going. I wish we could get some props on that. But with the way those lines are being set, does that mean it's kind of showing that there may be a little bit of a shift and that second line starts to take off, or just stick with what's been working?
Yeah, that is. I mean, that's a fair point.
Crazy, Dave. Jeez.
Hey, I mean, that's why we're talking about this.
It's not hateful. It's just stats.
Yeah.
It's just stats. Speaking of Brady shots, I know we talked about it before. His 4+ on DraftKings tomorrow is minus 170. So they have caught on.
That might be it. Might be the time to grab the FanDuel one. Maybe it's minus 135 for the 60-minute line. That sucks because these games have all gone to overtime, but I still feel like he'd probably get done in reg. just given what he is.
He's hit though that 4+ or that over 3.5 before overtime in the majority. I think in all those games though. I don't think he needed overtime in any of them. So I don't mind that.
All right. I think I know how I want to play this.
All right, let's hear it.
I think I want to do point stacks for that top line. The other lines are just not scoring. I don't mind maybe playing that a little hard. So like taking Brady and Stu for a point, and then you could take Drew on the other side and have him at +120. And if all three get on the board, you're loving life. And then potentially taking them up to 2 points each too, and maybe even 3.
Yeah, I don't hate that look at all.
When did they play on
Monday? Another one to look at is this is the same thing I was kind of talking about, guys moving to the fourth line and getting less minutes. Is Fabian Zetterlund. I kind of brought him up earlier when we were talking about Demidov. So I think in the last game he was demoted to the fourth line. His minutes went from 17.6 in game 4 or whatever, game 4 to 9.6. So he literally got halved. His shot on goal number is over under 1.5. You can do the under at -125. Feels pretty good considering he's getting no run essentially. I think they kind of are like banishing him to that fourth line.
Yeah. Anthony Stolart's under saves tomorrow. Last 3 games, Ottawa's had 19, 21, 20 shots on goal here. That number is going to be around 23, 24 tomorrow. Ottawa's just won these games, just scrappy, pucks on net, taking advantage of every opportunity. They're not shooting a ton as a team. There's a select few guys that we talked about before. So I would almost look at Stolar's under saves tomorrow. I think this is another game that Ottawa just tries to grind out and just kind of pick their spots. So that would be a look that I'm probably going to hop on for tomorrow. Tough because Ottawa needs to win an elimination game, but it's just kind of how they've been. They found a way of the success pretty much in the series. So that's what I got. Anything else for you guys?
No, I think that's pretty good.
All right, next one up, we got Vegas at Minnesota. Vegas 3-2 series lead, looking to close out Minnesota on the road. Minnesota to win the series +450. Yes, I will be taking that. Minnesota has all these games have been tight, come down to overtime. In that last game, I think Minnesota can win this game. I think +140 is a kind of an egregious line, personally, in game 6. So Minnesota to win the series at +450, and then you have that number if they do win tomorrow for their money line in game 7. Franco, what do you got in this one?
Yeah, I like Minnesota to get this win for sure. I still can't back Vegas on the road given how bad their road record has been this year. And all these games have been tight that Vegas has won. It's not like Vegas has blown them out really in many of these games. I mean, I don't know if you saw the offside by Nyquist, but I mean, that was some of the laziest skating I've ever seen in my life. How are you so unaware? You know how when you play, a video game and players have an awareness level you can set or whatever. Yeah. His awareness is like 0 because that was just pathetic. He's not even
trying to drag a skate or anything.
Nothing. It's awful. I mean, it's unacceptable. There was like 2 minutes left in the game. That was it. You won the game.
Yeah.
So
and you just ruined Hartman's celebration, which was great too. So that's what you're really gonna be mad about.
Dorofei is banged up too, by the way. So I don't know if he's gonna play. So just keep that in mind if you're taking his shot props. And again, that's another negative for Vegas if he misses. So I think the +140 on Minnesota money line is a great price. I'm going to take that for sure, and I might. I already have Minnesota win the series, so I don't know how much I want to add to it, but
Well, instead of taking them to win at +140, take it at +450. Just win the series.
I mean, I do think they can win. Their road record, like I said, has been fantastic all year. So I think they can get one done in Vegas. They should have won that game last night. I mean, There's no really way around it.
Again, even if you don't think this team's going to win Game 7, you're getting plus 450 for them to win Game 6, and then you can hedge out in Game 7. It's a smart call.
I think one of the biggest questions is like, why did they take out Buium from John Merrill? Like what does John Merrill bring to the fucking table? And he was so far up position on that goal to win the game. I don't know if you like. There was nobody around him, and John Merrill's like sitting in the slot, like, oh shit, there's a man behind me. I just don't really understand that coaching decision at all. But
in terms of props, Kaprizov shots, probably look at that tomorrow. Dorofeyev, if he plays. Anything for you, Betsky, in this one?
I'll probably dig into it more tomorrow, but I think Boldy looks pretty good. I think Eriksson Ek may be in a good bounce back spot.
Yep.
Hannafin's still rolling.
I would lean Eichel under shots.
Eichel, I think, is a must bet. That's like a parlay piece
for his point, like his
shots point. Yeah,
I don't think his shots. I think after this big performance he had in Game 5 here, I think he's going under on the road here in Minnesota. After he just had 5,
maybe.
I would look at his under tomorrow because he has those games too where he's kind of like McDavid. Some of those games they just don't shoot at all.
Yeah,
and you're just sitting there with the ticket on that 3.5 line, and you're just like anything, just a rebound.
No, I am going to update my note with a question mark by his name.
His volume has picked up since Game 2 or whatever. Just
but it is 3 in a row where his volume has been really high, and I was kind of looking back. He isn't this, and he's pretty streaky.
Yeah. Anything else in this one? I like the rebound for Eriksson Ek. I like Kaprizov. Maybe a rebound for Hartman too after he had 0 last game. I know he's been bumped up to that 2.5 line, but could be another look as well.
Yeah.
All right. Next game here, Dallas at Colorado. We got Game 6. Dallas is a 3-2 series lead. Colorado minus 180 on the money line for Game 6. Dallas plus 150. Total set at 6.5 here, plus 102 to the over. Again, Colorado Avalanche to win the series, plus 180. There's the bet.
Yep.
That's the bet.
I won't be joining you on that one because I'm rooting for Dallas. So
that's fair. That's fair. But I mean, you can
honestly, I don't mind Dallas money line at plus 150 in this game.
What do you have the Stars at to win the series?
I didn't grab them to win the series. I just took the series to go 6-7, I believe.
Okay.
I felt like I just lost my confidence in them because of the injuries going into the series. So I just kind of laid off the sides.
Yep. Same narrative as Hellebuck. Mackenzie Blackwood pulled last game. Colorado Avalanche to win with a shutout, plus 700. Any takers?
No way.
I knew I had you at one of the two, and I was guessing this is the one that you wouldn't like, and I was correct on this one. But I tried.
Well, wait. If anything, I would say it's an under shutout. That's the one game script we haven't had. We've had a Colorado blowout win. We had a Dallas, Colorado, both neck and neck, high scoring game. Then we had a low scoring Dallas win. Then we had a Colorado shutout. And then we had the Dallas blowout win. And now that means it's time for a Dallas shutout. Says logic.
Right? Colorado shots here, just up and down the board.
Yeah.
Go back to McKinnon. Could honestly ladder McKinnon tomorrow. Rantanen, he's been terrific this series in terms of shots too.
Yeah, Rantanen showed up. I feel confident. I'm fading the Duchesne Sagan line. I am off.
Yeah, I think tomorrow's McKinnon ladder.
Heiskanen is traveling to Colorado with the team, and he was skating with Harley today at practice.
Beautiful.
So Colton's out. Yeah. Anything else in this one?
I think you could probably go back to Marchment shots again. I know that's been a favor of yours, Gator. I don't know. I think there's goals here again. So I don't love the over at 6.5, but maybe you wait live, see if you can grab the 5.5 live, or look at some point props. I haven't believed in the Colorado goaltending and defensive situation, and it was kind of getting exploited by this Dallas team for the most part in the series. So I don't mind looking at some point props on Dallas as well. Maybe go back to Duchesne, who's been better in Colorado historically for points. I know he hasn't gotten his shots, but he finally got his first point of the series, which seems crazy to me considering how good of a season he had.
Yeah.
McKinnon 5+
shots.
Sorry?
I prefer Duchesne's point over shots, but I
agree.
I don't really trust that entire line's shots. Maybe Marchment.
Yeah. So Mikko Rantanen 3+ shots +105 looks terrific. McKinnon 5+ +105. His 6+ is +210, and 7's at +400. So I will be on all of those tomorrow. Why not? Anything else?
It's crazy. We're talking about the numbers being wild for the Blues. It's kind of crazy if you look at some of these Avs point props. Marty Necas at -135 seems really low for him. Big Val -105.
I told you what the script is already.
Apparently
Dallas
they know.
Win.
Lehkonen -109. Do they know what's going to happen? There you go. I guess Betsky does have the script.
Betsy's got the crystal ball over there.
Yeah.
I think Dallas money line +150 is a fantastic value. Regardless of what the outcome of the game is, I think that's a great price.
So I like them. Brady ladder is interesting. I think he's hit like around 5, but I don't think he's really, unless I'm just completely mistaken on this, but I thought I remembered Brady just kind of getting to that 5 number and kind of just staying there. Has he gone over? Has he had like 6, 7 shots on goal games this series?
What if I told you it was everyone? Every game he's had 9. You would say you were a liar and you'd be right. No,
yeah,
he has only.
I know for a fact he had 5 last game.
He's not eclipsed 5. Yeah,
he's only gotten the 5. Yep.
Yeah, so I would be worried with the Brady ladder because he gets to that 5 and kind of cools off. But McKinnon,
he did have 12, 9, and 7 attempts in the first 3 games, but
yeah. So maybe ladder Makar, maybe ladder Rantanen. Those would be 2 other guys that, have that shot volume that could hit.
Or Kane.
Vander Kane. Draisaitl had 0 shots last game?
Rantanen might be the one. He had 11 attempts last game.
Rantanen and Kane. Rantanen Kane.
I like that.
Rantanen.
You're getting crazy. You gotta chill. You're getting too crazy over here.
Aviko Kanatanen.
Well, it's better than some other names we've had for parlays.
I'm writing that down. Aviko, Can, and Kan, Eviko, Kantenen, Can Antonin.
You missed an EN.
That hurts my brain.
What was the Suitor 60 or was it?
Oh, there was one parlay that was
Suitor PS5. PS Suitor 5.
There was PS5, which was
PS5,
that was a whole other issue. Yeah,
nothing.
Hate that guy.
Yeah,
me too, man. Somebody's gonna overpay him too.
What do you call Brandon Hagel when he missed our parlay?
Bagel.
Brandon Bagel.
Yeah, because he put up a big fat bagel.
Big fat bagel. All right, last game for Thursday night. We got the Kings at the Oilers. Oilers minus 162, Kings plus 136. Total set at 6.5 here. Edmonton looking to close out the Kings at home. I think Edmonton does it.
I do too.
Edmonton's starting to feel it. And
you guys are finally coming over
2 games, and here we go.
You were on the Los Angeles series win, weren't you?
No.
No?
I always like the Oilers.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, I like the Oilers.
I was on 6 or 7 games.
Yeah, I took 6 and 7 games, but I leaned Oilers. Everybody said I was crazy. That it was finally the Kings' time, but you can't win a series when you play guys 4 minutes a game.
Yep.
And expect your stars to play well. I think they're worn down, and you're not getting any more rest coming into this game, and just with a day in between. I think
especially when you're double shifting Kempe on defense.
Yeah, I think Edmonton and Reg at plus 100 looks like a fantastic price.
Ooh, I really like that. Can I interest you in Evander Kane at 3+ shots on goal plus 115?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
I don't mind Fogle at 3+ at plus 110, given what he's been doing. He's like the only guy that has any life. Fogle.
Yep. Well, that's the kind of the former team narrative too.
Yeah. But I mean, considering they had 22 shots in that game when they were trailing the entire game, that's pretty pathetic.
Yeah. Maybe a Draisaitl bounce back game here after 0 shots.
Potentially. Could happen.
Yeah. Is this a 2-point McDavid night? Or is this?
I think so. He didn't get it the last game, right?
No, I think he missed the last game. I think him and Draisaitl each had 1, I believe.
Yep. They weaved through that. I fucking pulled a Nemo or whatever his name from Matrix and just dodged the 2+ point bullets.
Yeah, McDavid
slow-mo, breaking my back and then fell over on my ass because I don't have the upper body strength that I used to.
We're gonna need an AI generated video of that.
I'll do that while I'm making the mammoth sound.
Yeah.
What a visual for the people. Yeah.
Sure.
I like that. McDavid. Yeah, McDavid at 2 tomorrow. Why not? Elimination game. Send him home, McDavid.
There it is, right there.
I mean, you could probably do McDavid point and Oilers money line, right?
Yeah.
I bet you that's bettable. It's just stupid.
I'll put it in right now.
DK says no, you're not. You can't do that. Unacceptable. Okay, come on, man. Like, what's with the weird restrictions on shit like that?
I don't know.
It's just fucking stupid.
You really can't put it in. I'm trying to put it in right now.
It won't.
Oh yeah, no, it won't let you do the 1 point.
It's like no, you're not allowed to think outside the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's cheating.
1 point's
Wait a second. No, that's cheating, guys. Stop. Don't do that.
Yeah.
FanDuel puts you at 154 for that, so they take 10 cents off. Yeah, thanks for nothing.
Anything else?
No, I think that's good.
All right, perfect.
The question is, do you guys want to make our parlay with games from tomorrow as well, or do you want to just stick to tonight?
We can do one for tomorrow separately, but let's do one for tonight because DraftKings does have a boost here, which I'll get into in a second. But before we craft our parlay, I want to talk to you guys about bubble.fm. This has been an incredible resource. We've gotten some great feedback from the people here of this site. So what Bubble does is it takes the podcast, creates an entire transcript for us, creates individual clips where we break down each game. So you don't have to go back and listen to the entire episode, especially for tomorrow. If you're in your car or you're at work and you're like, hey, I'm looking at Toronto, Ottawa, kind of where's the timestamp? timestamps aren't going to be on the episode, but what you can do is go to bubble.fm, search Expect Bets 4, and it will create individual curated clips for you where we talk about each specific game, breaking down all of our picks. So you're not going back through the entire episode and scrubbing through everything while we talk about Betsky's AI clips or Betsky making mammoth noises. You get straight picks. So be sure to check them out. It's really an incredible resource, which I highly recommend checking out. So thank you to Bubble FM for also kind of helping us out with that. Unless you want the Betsky mammoth clips, then maybe Bubble will create one for that too.
Maybe.
It's up to you. Maybe. All right. Getting into our parlay for tonight here. DraftKings does have a boost, which you guys should check out. It is a same game parlay boost with 4 legs. So Betsky, the floor is yours, my friend. We have 4 picks we got to put in for tonight's slate. So I'll let you start it off.
I'll do Barkov 2 shots.
Ooh, I like it. Barkov at 2 shots. All right. I'm going to go with Brendan Gallagher, 2 shots.
Cool. I like it.
Franco?
Give me Dylan Strome point.
There it is.
Is the odds on that too much for it? I don't think they let you do minus 200.
Gator will tell me. If not, then I'll do his assist. How
Dylan
you like that?
Point.
How you like that for a quick response?
You seen his goal in the assist splits against Montreal?
Yeah, no, I know. But still.
I think DK is banning me right now after I tried to make that parlay.
It's because you tried to do Oilers money line McDavid, and then they're like, no, you're not.
Yeah, they're like, no. Oh, no.
Yeah. All right, 1 second here. So Barkov at 2, Strome point, and then we got Gallagher at 2 shots on goal. Wow, this is, I don't know if it's me or DK at this point with the internet, but we're gonna need one more leg here. So
we need 4, right? Anyway.
Yes, we need 4.
Okay, minimum odds is minus 250. So as long as Strome is
minus 210, we are good.
Okay.
Is it? Hang on.
Yeah.
I have to re-sign in.
Maybe.
I just read the fine print.
Thank you.
Last leg here. Caulfield 3?
No. I'm already on him too much.
Okay.
Let's do something from the Jets game.
Oh, the
Jets shut out?
No, that's...
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, boy. Had a nice plus 550 leg in there. That was so I'm looking at the points now. I think Strome minus 258, so he should be okay there. We need one more leg. In terms of the bets we gave out,
God, these games suck.
This game sucks. Fowler point.
I mean, I like Fowler point. I like Parayko 2 shots. Those were the 2 I liked.
Maybe Parayko.
I like Parayko 2 shots.
If you want to go.
You already have Parayko, Betsky? Is that what you said?
No.
Oh.
No. I like that.
Parayko 2 shots, minus 115. We can add the bonus in that one. Oh, what a number here. Oh,
plus 690.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep.
Didn't even get
Easy
it locked
as
in
that.
yet. I knew it.
Nope.
I knew it was higher than 420.
It was meant to be.
Bet placement unavailable.
Let me place it, so.
All right. Yeah, maybe it's just but yeah, plus 690. So that'll be our parlay of the night. We'll create one for tomorrow as well. We'll be back with our show on the Odd Shoppers Network tomorrow. So be sure to check us out there. But in terms of anything else, before we go, what do you guys got?
No, that's it. Let's have a good night. Let's cash some more of our futures. I would like the Blues to win tonight. That'd be cool. Take that.
That would be cool. Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate everyone for tuning in to today's episode of Expected Bet 4. Thank you to our sponsors, DraftKings and Bubble.fm as well. We will be back tomorrow. No show on Friday. So that's our schedule for the rest of the week. Once more, thank you to everyone for tuning in, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.